What's up, fight fans? Greetings from the Wrestleverse. This is Lady J.
And this is T-John.
And it's time to take it to
Take
the
it to the ring.
ring. All right, guys, live from the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, GCW hosted the biggest pay-per-view event for indie wrestling. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they definitely delivered. I love that intro, man. That was intense.
The
But the
night,
night was
oh my God, go for it, go for it, go for it. I can't stop.
no, it was great. It was like filled with just hardcore action, like from the jump. Like I can't get enough of GCW off of that performance last night. Every single match just brought like chaos and like devastation to the ring. I mean, people throwing stuff into the ring. Like I highly doubt like Hammerstein Ballroom's gonna let them come back. Like they're probably gonna be banned from the venue from that. But God, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I was totally digging the pre-show, and it
Yeah.
kicked off with a truly insane battle royale. Okay, this picture just says everything. All right, you see that hot pink like mohawk? That's Triple A's crown jewel psycho clown. And you can see there's like big guys, small guys, there's women in this match, intergender, pure chaos.
Yeah.
And
Nobody was spared.
oh no,
Definitely. It was absolutely insane watching them all like just like clash, man. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching. It felt like a main event already. So for them to start off like that, crazy.
crazy. And I was like, oh, Thunder Rosa and Lufisto's here. And they totally kicked ass until the very end.
Yeah, wrecked house until Big Vin came out the last man standing. You know, he was huge though. And like I kind of like his personality, his swagger. He like grabbed a beer from the crowd, was like hanging out with people.
I think that's
Like
his dad.
yeah. Oh, that was his dad. You're right. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's so cool to see.
And then we moved on to like this crazy, I don't even know what you call it.
A scramble. That's the
Yeah,
only
the
thing that I would
scramble.
really
Yeah,
say.
a kickoff scramble. We had Grim
Yeah, it was against
Reaper,
Grim Reaper. I love that
Shane.
name, by the way. Like, what kind of name is that? That's hilarious. But Grim Reaper versus Shane Mercer, Dante Leon, Jack Cartwheel, Ninja Mac, and Alex Zane. Like it was like a six-man just all for themselves match. It was insane the entire time.
I loved it when Grim Reaper, the hometown hero, of course, pulls off this exciting win with a DDT connecting on a chair.
Yeah, there was no coming back from that. Like I couldn't even believe that he did that, especially while smoking a blunt. Never seen somebody do that before. It was absolutely insane watching him, especially because I was like, how is he doing all this?
Well, he had flipped and landed over the ropes at one point and didn't even burn anybody or
Right, no ash fell or anything. I like his character. If he that's talent. I don't care what anybody says. That's real talent. But next we had Brett Lauderdale, the promoter, with
yeah.
like a really heartfelt speech about like how far the promotion has come, like really started from the bottom kind of story, and now look where it's at.
Yeah, and
It's
he's like,
really cool.
everyone's like, GCW's just won, whatever, you're gonna die off, no big deal if you never come back.
Yeah, and then it's like now look at it, and so like that really hyped the crowd up because you know that he even said like he saw a bunch of faces there that were there from the jump, from the beginning of like their humble beginnings. So seeing where they are now, that's got to be a really good feeling for him, especially. But then we also got to see Chris Dickerson, who's been out for a bit, and he's planning on making his comeback spring break weekend.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but we also see a bunch of these faces at the Indie Hall of Fame event. Like Chris Dickerson was there speaking, Ruckus was inducted. And so was Lufisto. So it's like these are big names. They've made a huge impact in industry.
Yeah.
GCW is a big deal.
Very big deal. Like, I mean, there's a reason why they had the biggest pay-per-view in like the independent circuit. Like, they really proved that this time. Like, it was absolutely awesome. But starting out the main like card was a interesting grab the brass ring ladder match.
Yeah, you had to pay to watch this.
Oh yeah, yeah. This one was exclusive stuff, but it was between originally Jordan Oliver, Jimmy Lloyd, Alex Colon, PCO, and G Raver. But then AJ Gray made a surprise appearance to add himself in.
Yeah, just jump on in there. Come on.
Yeah, like it was nobody even tried to stop him. There was no
No.
debate,
There's
no
no ref.
arguing. Yeah, he just was like, I'm in it now.
Dude, if you've like normally it's like a TLC match, tables, ladders, and chairs. I've never seen ladders used like this before.
Yeah, instead of TLC, it was just LLL. Ladders, ladders, and ladders. It was insane how many ladders we saw just used as weapons. Like at one point, one person was like pushing people off with it. He actually jumped off. It was PCO. PCO
Yeah.
jumped off the top ropes with a ladder, smashing G Raver in the process.
It's
Crazy stuff.
like we're gonna jump off the ladders. And at one point, oh my gosh, Brain, come on, who was it? He could have gotten the brass ring, and he's like, oh hell no, I'm just gonna inflict more pain before I get this brass
Oh, I know who
ring.
you're talking about. That was
Oh my, come on.
what is it? I want to say it was G Raver. It was G Raver. He like came back. I think he was a little heated off of that ladder push that he got because he had the opportunity. Nobody was near
Totally.
him, and he just chose F it. I'm coming down there, like raining down some more bombs. Like I liked it though, because it's like instead of just going for the win, there was some bad blood. Like they wanted some vengeance in there. That was really entertaining.
Yeah, and then there's at one point where Alex Colon almost won the match before being thrown down to the canvas.
Oh
Holy
man,
crap.
yeah. Absolutely crazy where like he had it in his hand, but then you see it kind of like drift off, so he couldn't reach it anymore, and then you see him get pulled down with everybody else. But while he's still recovering, you had his rival John Wayne Murdoch come out of nowhere and drag him outside of the ring and put him on his shoulders and slam him right onto the like the pavement.
This was one of those like, ouch.
Oh yeah,
Just,
big ouch. And then AJ Gray was able to like sneak away with that win, man. He finally grabbed it.
he like snuck in and then snuck off with a freaking brass ring.
Yeah. It was kind of like it's kind of funny how that happened because it kind of reminded me of Brock Lesnar's match where he just came into Raw and got the championship out of everybody. Like everybody
Yeah.
else was prepared, and then there's this random factor that just takes over and gets what everybody was working for.
Yeah, talking about that. So what title opportunity is he going to compete for next?
I have no idea. I just feel like it was a petty move on his part because he already has a title and these guys are looking to more than likely we're going to face him, and so he just took that opportunity from them just out of spite, like just as a
He
big
just had
F you
to
to them.
stir that pot.
Yeah, I want to know if he's even going to use that opportunity or if he's just going to like just use it as like an ego booster to himself to be like none of you can beat me, so I need new competition.
Oh, someone's going to come in with some big guns. Or like, who the hell do you think you are crashing our match,
Oh
stealing our...
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true, especially how GCW is. We can definitely expect that. But next up, we had a real luchador kind of
I
six-man tag
love
team
these.
match
So,
between
yeah, we have Team Gringo Loco versus Team Bandito. Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
it
So,
was
yeah, go ahead.
okay, cool. No, it was amazing. Watching these guys just do all these like death-defying stunts, jumping over each other. But like the one thing that sticks out in my mind was when like they had this like super epic chicken fight kind of thing.
Yes.
Like it was insane. They were
It
like
was like
stacked up on top of each
three
other.
man stacked up.
Yeah, and they're just wrestling, fighting each other off. It was funny, but at the same time, it was just like, wow, they're really doing that right now.
And like ASF is new to me. I was like, ooh, I know Bandito. I know some of these AAA guys. Ooh, but who's this?
Yeah. And he made a really good appearance too. I mean, his like all six of them really put their all into this fight. And as you can see from that picture, I mean, they were drained. Like they had to pull deep to get their themselves off the ground several times.
But like the Gringo Loco got the pin after this vicious pile driver on ASF.
Yeah, poor ASF. But I mean, it had to end eventually. But the match was so fantastic. Like they got a standing ovation from the crowd, and they all joined hands and were just like taking a
Yeah.
bow. Like they earned it. They definitely earned that standing ovation. It was an amazing match to watch, and the crowd was going crazy the entire time.
It was a show. You couldn't take your eyes off of it.
Yeah, I do agree. It was like you were glued because if anytime you blinked, it was like something else was going on, whether it be somebody flying out the ring, you had people teaming up against each other. It was just a great match. I loved it. I love those lucha libre kind of fights for sure because they're so
Especially when they get like synchronized. Like, ooh, you thought
yeah.
about this.
Yeah, like how did you guys even plan this? Like their
Yeah.
chemistry is just so good.
It's
But
called the ballet of brutality for a reason. There is a little bit of dancing.
oh yeah. Then you had Blake Christian, who was supposed to go against Jonathan Gresham, but Jonathan Gresham was a no-show. They didn't really explain why,
It
but
was for medical COVID crap.
so that's what
Precautions.
it's the world we live in right now.
It is.
But Blake, being the entertainer that he is, he refused to not have a fight. So
So he called out Leo Rush. Oh yeah.
yeah. And they've had a few pretty interesting matches themselves. So we were expecting another like really big kind of brawl. But no, go ahead.
It seemed a little one-sided for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, Blake Christian he looks like he's kind of outgrown their rivalry a little bit. He just was really putting a beat down on Leo.
And then Leo has had a busy night, to say the least. And he put up a valiant effort, but there was just no match for Blake Christian.
Yeah, pulling out that pin with that 450 flip stomp to the stomach when he was already clutching at his ribs earlier in the match. Like, oh man, I know that was rough to feel. Like, once he hit him with that stomp, I knew it was over.
No, it was like the tombstone outside of the ring that I was like, oh,
Oh
God.
yeah, that too. Yeah, no, it wasn't really a good night for Leo, but he probably wasn't even ready for that match. So kudos to Leo Rush for even accepting that last
Showing
second fight
up.
anyway. That took a lot of heart.
Next, we had this absolutely bonkers match between the bad boy Joey Janela and the deathmatch king Matt Cardona. Of course, Chelsea Green was actively in this
Oh,
ring.
actively indeed. We got to see a lot of her in the match. But these two, like, their rivalry is just blood boiling. Like their pre-show that we saw, the words that they've been exchanging, the little fights here and there. Like we knew what this match was gonna be. Like from the jump, you could tell how this match was gonna go between Joey and Matt.
Completely no holds barred.
No holds barred. The very definition. I mean, they were laying each other out using everything in the ring, under the ring, around the ring. It was insane how much stuff they were using.
And the no holds barred wasn't limited to like weapons or moves. It included complete random appearances.
Random appearances. Like, of course, we knew that Chelsea Green was going to step in, but nobody expected Matt's manager. What was his name? What was his name? Mark Sterling. Mark Sterling comes in with somebody next to him with like a Vince McMahon
Oh yeah, he had that
costume
Vince
or
McMahon.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just some random old guy in the parking lot. But then
Yeah.
Mark Sterling comes out to even help his partner get like start a real beatdown on Joey.
And then Swaggle was underneath the ring and he
Yeah.
started thrashing around on Joey Janela.
It wasn't a good night for Joey Janela at all. It seemed like all the odds were stacked against him for sure. Just, I mean, look at everything that's been going on. Like everything that ever popped up was literally against Joey.
And then Sam Stackhouse. It's so big next to Swaggle.
Such a hilarious like mismatch and just like flung him out of there.
Oh man. And then Marco's stunt joined in on this mess.
Yeah, he had to get in. He had a chair. He set up a one of the doors that were underneath the ring just to become a non-factor. But another interesting appearance was made by a man in a mysterious motorcycle helmet.
Mysterious. Oh my gosh. It was Matt Cardona. Oh, dude, the door. We totally forgot
Yeah,
about the door.
yeah. He just completely obliterated him through the door. Just was like
Doors,
just steamrolled
tables,
right through him. And then
iron
he
jock
pops off that helmet,
straps.
and it's none other than Matt's partner, Brian Myers.
That's
Crazy.
sucks. It's just bananas. So Matt finally put an end to this like crazy match after sending Joey through another door. Oh
Yep.
my gosh,
With the help
yes.
of Brian Myers. Like Brian set it up and then just passed over like the lifeless body of Joey so he could slam him and make sure he was done and then gets the pin.
And
But
just, but like when you think you're done with all the visitors, the like legendary WWE Hall of Famer X Pac shows up.
yeah, but they were going to do more damage to him. So luckily, X-Pac showed up. I'm so glad that he did, though. And the energy that he had, just like he did in like the 90s, early 2000s when he was in the WWE. It was so awesome seeing him. And he,
So does this
go ahead.
mean there's a team up between X Pac and Joey?
Oh, that seems real, definite after that. The fact that he saved him from that sure to be further beat down from Matt and Brian. I think that that's the start of let's make this kind of even match. And I would love to see X-Pac back in the ring. Like that's going to be a really cool little
Mm.
nostalgic fight. You know, I'm interested. Definitely interested. Next we had Mance Warner came out, although he's injured, he just had to come out there and address the crowd. This was the big night, and he refused to miss it. So he just wanted to say a few things, say his piece. But Atticus Kroger, of course, ruins it by really just disrespecting him and his crew, just like calling them out of their names, just antagonizing Mance. And of course, Mance had no choice but to swing on him and strike him.
Of
But
course.
he's injured. There's nothing he could do.
But he's got his cowboy boots on. He can do anything.
Not with that knee brace, man. That was clearly the deciding factor because Atticus really went to town on him until his partner Matthew Justice came out and just obliterated Atticus.
Just the brutality continues.
Yeah, definitely. But the his 440 posse, Atticus's 440 posse just came out of nowhere and just started jumping those two. Like there was nothing they could do. They were clearly outmatched and outnumbered.
And then the arena goes dark.
Completely dark.
And the lights come back on. Bill Alfonso and Sabu. appear in the ring and just decimate the 440 crew.
Yeah, completely wipe them all out. So I think that this is going to be the start of some kind of 4x4 match between them, because they have so many harsh words for each other as groups that when they fight, it's sure to be a bloodbath. I'm 100% bet that.
Okay, moving on. We have some more ladies action.
Yeah.
Two female wrestling titans, Alley Catch and Ruby Soho, took to the ring.
Yeah. And although Ruby Soho is in the WWE now, both ladies really made big names for themselves in the independent promotions.
All right, let's start off. Let's go back. She's not in the WWE. She's in AEW.
Oh, she's in AEW. Oh, I just thought that she was
She
in
used to be.
WWE because of
She used to be. She was.
Oh, okay. So
She was
okay.
Ruby Riott, and now she's in A. She got fired from the WWE.
Oof. Okay. AEW. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
just start right at that. Aldo Soho.
Gotcha.
Oh shoot!
All right.
Oh
After
no,
you.
I'm doing something wrong here. Okay. So, ladies action. Kelly Catch. Crap. I gotta redo that. I said Kelly Catch. That was silly. All right. Ready? Go. All right. On to some ladies action. We have Alley Catch versus Ruby Soho. I couldn't help myself.
Oh man, yeah, these two are some real titans in the independent circuit. So it was really, really awesome to see them finally match up against each other.
Yeah. Allie's like, I've been waiting for Ruby.
It looked like it too, because they pushed each other to the limit. The match was extremely evenly matched. I mean, you can see Allie was clearly the bigger person, but Ruby's so technical and experienced in her own right.
I mean, they both had several close pinfalls.
Like split second. Oh,
yeah.
like, oh,
I
but
mean,
Ruby,
yeah,
go ahead.
Go.
Okay. But Ruby Soho impressively ended Allie with this like switch kick, this jumping switch kick while Allie was in midair coming down from the top ropes. Was not expecting it, completely knocked her out. It was over. Pin, three, got the 3-second pin. It was over.
1, 2, 3. It was so close. These women had no choice but to show each other respect and embrace at the end of this match.
Oh yeah, and it was really nice to see, especially since you know how much they mean to the fans, both like individually. So it was nice to see that respect finally shown as like two really great female fighters.
All right, next up was the entertaining yet completely gruesome match between Effie and Jet Jarrett.
Yeah, their personalities couldn't be any more different, like completely polarizing personalities. And it really seemed to get under the skin of Jeff Jarrett. Like, you can see it right there. Like, I mean, he comes out with these fishnets, is like doing all like these kind of like exotic dance moves all on him. He just did not take kindly to it.
Oh no, Effie, he's new school compared to Jeff Jarrett.
Very, very.
He went on a rampage with his belt and
That was
was
funny.
beating and choking him with it.
Yeah, because you know, Effie was like putting up a really interesting fight. Like he was like shoving his butt all on him and stuff like that. But all that did was make him more angry and just furious. He started beating him with his belt, started choking him with it. It was not a good night for him. And then,
I mean, he even busted out the freaking guitar.
yeah, busted him with it just right after hitting him over the head with it, then slammed him on his neck with it still around his head. it was clearly over for Effie,
I
and
mean,
Jeff Jarrett got the pin.
yeah, he got the pin, and the people were not happy about
No.
this.
No, I think everybody loves Effie. I mean, he's got the confidence and the swagger. For him to come out like he does with that personality, that's a special man. Like you can't hate him.
I'm trying to figure out what they're setting up with this one because I feel like it's not the end of the story.
Yeah, because it was really strange that Jeff Jarrett had so much anger with him. It's not like Effie really ever did anything. He didn't even want that fight. But I mean, what's now gonna happen between the two of them? I feel like somebody's gonna come to his defense. Somebody feels the way we feel about Effie, and they're gonna make sure that Jeff Jarrett pays for how he treated Effie in that ring tonight or
I
last.
mean, did Effie even call him a dweeb? He's been calling everyone dweebs these days.
I think he knew better than to do that to Jeff Jarrett. And I don't know. I just feel like Jeff Jarrett, like you said, he's old school and he takes anything as an offense. And he was clearly offended just by his presence.
All right, moving on to some like main event action. Jon Moxley made his big return to defend his title against Homicide, another Indie Hall of Famer.
Yeah, red hot contender. He really looked like he was going to pull through too. It was a very, very fantastic performance between them. But Moxley looked just as dominant as he always does.
But like Homicide, oh, like sit at the edge of your seat action.
Yeah. I mean, did you see how extreme all of it was? Like, did you see he possibly lost a tooth that match?
Okay, so if you go back and watch the like Indie Hall of Fame promo video for Homicide, you're like, oh shit, this guy's like serious bad news, death match, like scary stuff. Just yeah, you expect it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's that kind of intense guy. Like I kind of got that vibe from him. But it was still an incredible thing to watch. But I was very impressed with Jon Moxley, especially after that brutal DDT through a chair, broke the chair immediately. And after that, it was all she wrote. And Moxley got the pin, retaining his belt, showing that he is back and he's better than ever.
I'm
But
speechless. Like it
yeah.
was just incredible and oh, so hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Homicide didn't get the victory, but hats off to him. I know he looked real heartbroken at the end there, like he was really looking to win, especially it being his hometown. But oh
Exactly.
man, like it was a fantastic fight from him. He's gonna bounce back and he's gonna come back and he's gonna get that belt.
Oh
We all
yeah.
know.
And
Give him some
on
time.
to some like other rowdy boys. The freaking Prisco brothers came out.
Yeah, no, they definitely came out way too confident, were very cocky, left their belts on the line in an open challenge match for their tag team title. So they were just waiting for somebody to come out.
Clearly, they were not expecting Mac Tremont and the GCW legend Nick effing Gage to come in.
Oh man, the crowd went insane when Nick Gage came out. It was awesome. I mean, it was like deafening. Even like having headphones on and like watching it on your computer or whatever you were doing, like you can feel the electricity from the fans as soon as Nick Gage came out.
Dude. So the ensuing match was completely insane. They started out the match with the tables and chairs in hand.
Yeah, already ready to go. It looked like a gladiator match almost, just a new age gladiator kind of feel to it. Like they used everything in the ring. They even like had chairs just randomly getting thrown into the ring while they're fighting and competing. Like there was no shorthand of weapons.
However, Gage and Tremont pulled off a huge upset when Gage hit Mark Briscoe with a pile driver through a door, following it up with the choke breaker for the pin.
Yeah, right on his back. And it was almost stopped by the other Briscoe brother. Like it was really, really close. He almost interfered. We can expect that to like come back. They're definitely gonna run that match back, and it's gonna be just as, if not more, intense as this one was. And
what a way for such a fantastic night to end.
yeah, I mean, all of MDK comes out to celebrate this like big return of Nick Gage. Oh, it was really fantastic to
And the
see.
new title.
Yeah, and his new title.
Okay. I gotta like compose myself. It was a big night.
It was a
So,
really big night,
so
but
here, Take It to the Ring. We like to rate these events. Crazy. On a scale of 1 to 5. 5 stars being fight forever, please. 4 stars being this is awesome. 3 stars is you still got it. 2 is what, and 1 is boring. Just watch the WrestleCap.
yeah. So this event was amazing all the way through. I think it's safe to say um, that it really lived up to how the biggest pay-per-view event in the independent circuit is supposed to go down. And because of that, I'm going to give it my first 5-star rating. I'm going to do it. Just like there was literally nonstop action throughout the entire thing. I had no complaints. I was drawn in the entire time, literally drooling at the TV. Like it was incredible. And I have to admit, this was my introduction to GCW, and it was flooring. You know, I mean, I'm an immediate fan, and I'm sure everybody else who's like me is looking forward to like that next up event to that the promotion is gonna put out.
I agree. If you've just kind of been like, what are the indies?
Yeah.
Totally check out this GCW pay-per-view. I'm gonna give it, it's like a 4.5. It's right there.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, I'm starstruck. I'm gonna be honest. I was in shock and awe that an indie can really be as entertaining as it was, because it was just as good, if not better, than some of these other matches that we've watched so far this month.
You don't need like pyro and like fancy graphics to like tear down the house.
Yeah, they've definitely proved that last night. Oh man, the intensity that they brought, like that's the hunger that we need to see all the time from like these big name wrestlers too, because they put on a show. They put on a
Man,
big show.
Tijan, are you now like the evangelist of independent wrestling?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. I need a few more. Give me a few more times to watch, but I'm big into it now. I'm definitely big into it
You're
now.
like,
You got my
I'm
attention,
interested.
GCW. Give me a few more. Let me see what you got. Don't
All
tell.
right.
I hope it's not a one-off. Everybody has said though that that's what they do, and so if this is what they do, I'm ready for it. I can step in and be that.
And if you guys like what you saw here, we got more.
Yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow Take It to the Ring for even more of this content and upcoming content. We have a lot more things to bring to the table. Leave a comment.
Yes.
Let us know what you guys think about this event and what's coming up.
Until next time, guys, I'm Lady J.
And this is Tijon.
Keep it lucha, guys.